Should have the washers on. I don't even know if I should listen to music with my earbuds. It makes it a little bit harder to concentrate already. So for today's episode, I'm basically going to be going over this little personal project that I made, which is basically like a self-info page. Kind of like giving people links to like my social medias, my professional media. Just giving like a very short autobiography of myself, you know, a little summary. Giving a few, in HTML they're called iframes. But pretty much just like, not hyperlinks, but like little boxes that will show up like my song, or just trying to make it look pretty, you know, try to make it look exclusive and high tech and stuff. Obviously now we're over here on my code. So this is pretty much what I created, right? I have on the left side some links that change color, and that obviously will lead to my links. Don't think they're broken, I haven't checked them in a bit, but they should still work. Obviously my profile picture, title, link to a video of mine, link to a song of mine that has 13 plays, on, it's a little higher, and then a little autobiography. Obviously it's not like the most high-tech looking thing, and doesn't have like a whole bunch of dynamic to it, pretty static. One thing that I am proud of course though, is that if I go here to the developer tools and I go to like a more bone-oriented screen, it still works, you know. I have it so that there used to be a little bit more space here up on top of the profile picture. Don't know why that's the case. Let me go ahead and fix that. Obviously, as you can see, right, it looks fine. It fits on these things. Right here is the screen of a Galaxy S5. Pixel 2 XL, you know, it stretches and stuff. And all the links still work. Obviously, you have to click it and then it'll turn yellow. And I guess yeah. It seems like it works, and I've used it on my phone before. Professional coder for days. See? Obviously, it looks like it works. It's a little too bright. Nah, it's too dark. Fuck. Got him. Looks like it works. But anyways, right? I'm gonna show you guys this project. So, let's roll the intro. Making myself a career. It's almost like the intro can never get old. It's just... I'm actually decently proud of it, you know? Kind of good. It's not like good, but it's kind of good. So anyways, right? Why did I decide to make this? Well, at some point, right, I was like, alright, I need to come up with some sort of idea so that I can like build some things. So, for example, I could look up good first HTML projects, right? And from there, they'll give you like a whole bunch of different examples of things that you could try making. So right here, the first one is like survey form, or they're pretty much it'll just be like a little survey form website where you would enter information. Of course, I'm pretty sure it's not telling you to use any like server side things where you would be using like SQL or PHP, but it's as long as you can create the visuals for now. Website product display, technical documentation page, you know, all these are like different examples. Of course, for some reason this website, this list isn't telling me to use any CSS, which is a bit weird. But yeah, they're like different examples of things that you could make, and from there you just like, it's just learning it on your own, trying to figure out how to do these things, searching up specific things. So like for example, in mine, right, I had this little problem where obviously if I click it and drag, it's static. The page doesn't have like any extra room and stuff. It doesn't move, right? But before I entered the CSS property, I was having problems for some reason. It just wasn't working. I think it was this one. And it really is just literally looking up the problem and trying to find the right forum that explains it, or the right article. And it'll talk about the problem and talk about different solutions that you can use to it. Typically, you'll end up finding something, or it'll lead you to different examples. So like right here, right? Now all of a sudden, like I can drag down and stuff. And it doesn't even make sense because it said the command was overflow for X, but for some reason I have extra space in the bottom, so it just doesn't make sense. And then I remove it, of course. Next thing you know, it fits and stuff. For some reason, you'll just come up with a lot of little bugs or problems. I had some other ones too. Let me show you the HTML code, of course. If you guys have been working with HTML or CSS or whatever, then you might understand this, maybe not. Let's ignore these script functions. That was just me testing out different things that didn't end up working. I don't remember what I had for the idea. Oh, it was for I had the idea of changing this iframe right here for the Spotify one, or for the SoundCloud one, because it looks janky when it's on the phone. But there's one where it's like it's just smaller and tighter, and it looks better for like mobile devices. But I wasn't able to figure out how once the height changes, it would change the type of iframe. So that's something I'll figure out later. I think there is a little section on W3 Schools that talks about a button that will help, that will make a certain element disappear. So maybe I look into that, because then instead of making it like a button type of function, I can make it like a function that's continuously running, or that runs once height changes. I'll figure that out later though. Let's go through this HTML code real quick. So meta information, that's stuff that you should learn about. W3 Schools talks about it. Ignore this script. Body, okay, and then I built a section, and this section has the left class, middle class, and then a right class. So this is pretty much just these right here. The blue one is the left, middle one is middle, and this one is right. And each of those have their own little properties. So obviously the left one I haven't, well, not super obvious, but I decided to use an unordered list, because then I wouldn't have like any numerical values or Roman values on the left side. And for each of those elements, or those list items in the list, I decided to use a photo on the left side, and then the text. And so pretty much what I decided to do for the hovering function is that whenever I have the hover, logo 1 is the name of this one right here. We have this first image, and I have it as ID logo 1. I have the class, which is a social logo. I have the source, and I have the alternative, which is the Instagram logo. This one up here. Right over here in the CSS, what we have in the JavaScript is when you, well, I don't even know if it's JavaScript. I don't think so. I think it's just CSS properties. But when I have it to hover, I have that the content URL is changed, and so that pretty much just changes the color. I also have it this add list, which is the link, I believe. No. Oh yeah, that's all the text. Because the text is also a link. I don't think the image necessarily is a link. Yeah, I probably should change it so that when you click on the logos too, it also changes. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. But yeah, you hover over them, color changes. Cool little thing there. Did the exact same thing for all the other three. Then what else did I do after that? That's pretty much all of the left one, I believe. We have the image, which is this one. Then we have a line, name, a line, iframe, which is this one, another iframe, which is this one. That just copied I copied and pasted it off SoundCloud. A lot of these websites will give you like a, when you share it, you can switch to, instead of sharing it on like Facebook or something, you can, usually they'll give like a raw code. So I think on SoundCloud it says like HTML. So you just click it, and then I'll give you the HTML code for it. And then this paragraph is just the little copyright thing. Obviously, in order to stylize these things, you do want to play with them. I ended up playing with their sizes, the colors, the shadows. Eventually I figured out how to do shadows and stuff. I thought that the lines had shadows, but I can't see them. But anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much, that's the middle one, and then the right one is just a paragraph. Sweet and simple. And so that pretty much is the whole entire code for this one. It's pretty simple. It took a long time to figure out these little problems, to figure out how I want to stylize it, but that's just part of the learning process. Honestly, lately I haven't been studying it as much, just because I've been trying to keep up with school and stuff. I have a D in my math class. But that's because I didn't know that the homework assignments actually had like a physical version that I had to turn in. So I haven't been turning in that one. I've only been doing the MATLAB code. That's my fault though. But I should still be able to pass the class according to my professor. So that's cool. I did find another website that looked helpful. I don't know if it was called Code Academy. Nah, it's not that one. That one looks too legit. The one that I found looked jank, but like it was like playful. Code Camp, free Code Camp. Yeah, because I'm trying to find a whole bunch of like free stuff, so I don't have to like go looking through expensive ones yet. Yeah, this one obviously you sign in with your information. So this one seems relatively easy to learn from. I literally just found it on my phone a couple days ago, and I want to start using it to see how good it is. Damn, the email response is fast in that one. You know, sometimes you'll like you'll sign on somewhere and it'll ask you for a verification code like Amazon. Yeah, Amazon takes like 2 minutes for that like bitch to arrive. Yeah, see, 300 hours of responsive web design, then JavaScript algorithms, data structures. This one seems like perfectly oriented for web design, same way W3 School does. But you know, the more sources of info and the more sources of info and teaching you have from, the better, I believe. Of course, if you have too many, that's a whole different story. So that's kind of what the progress is for me right now. I'd like to say I have a decent understanding on the basics of HTML, on the basics of CSS right now. It's not second nature yet, because I'm looking through this and sometimes I'll be like, what the fuck does this even mean? Because a lot of times if I'm trying to find a certain property and stuff, I make sure that I understand the property. So let's say that the overflow X hidden, I haven't looked that up, or the scroll behavior here on HTML. I don't know what the fuck those do. But let's say when I wanted to add a new font, I made sure I understood what this font face thingy did and how it worked. And after playing with it, of course, I figured out you need to have separate ones for separate fonts. It doesn't work if you have one. Just things like that. Finding the difference between padding and margin. If you look up these little things on Google, you'll find articles that explain them. It just helps you get like a better understanding over these things so that they become more of second nature. I do plan on visiting Seattle, which I do recommend for you guys if you have like a specific city you guys are interested in moving to after graduating, because you don't want to move there blindly after like searching for a job like after graduating and then end up not liking it and moving out. There are some people that do that, of course, which is fine by all means. I don't know, I'm trying to like move to a place and like not have to move somewhere else because I'm not really a big fan of moving. I'm gonna be visiting there. I will be putting that in a vlog format. So yeah, kind of interesting that this video is gonna be a bit shorter. I think it's probably like gonna be like 8-10 minutes long. My last vlog was like 20 minutes long. I have my car to pick up soon, hopefully, if the dude fucking calls, because he said it was gonna be ready in like 3 days. Been having the bumpers repainted and fixed, but it's been like a whole ass week and a half. Got a new plug, my other guy sucks. 25 bucks. I also have some stickers for my car. I bought you from Haiku, Maki from Fire Force, and Emma from Promised Neverland. Notice how they're all orange. Car's gonna have an orange sort of deal to it. Might actually have some other ideas for it too, maybe some other stuff, but I'll talk about that in my next video. Anyway though, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully it was a bit informative on what my process is for getting my career. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of insight on what you possibly could be doing. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next update for this. Or in the next vlog if you watch my vlogs too. Always the Alpha M style. I can't go too far forward because then my hand is all bright because the window's over there. Peace out, guys.